Today we're going to learn how to use ChatGPT in order to help us write a case study. Now, we're going to start with the basics, and in the previous videos we already explored some of the basic structure of a case study, but in order to get started, we're going to actually ask ChatGPT what are the fundamental elements of a case study. And this is going to be both useful for us for actually revising these elements, but even more than that, we're actually going to utilize this structure for the prompt. So as you can see over here, we have different details and elements which we explored in previous videos. And we also have other elements. So this is actually the first approach that you can have. You can actually ask the basic structure, and then you can describe to ChatGPT what the case study is about. So you can essentially start adding more context into what you need, and you can say to ChatGPT, "Can you follow this exact same structure for the case study that you're going to write?" So I'm going to give you like a very basic example, but of course, in your case, you can go in much, much more detail in the prompt. So you can say, I worked with the company XYZ for over a year, assisting them in a UI UX design project for their main app. Their target is tech companies, so they are B2B, and they sell subscriptions of health devices. So I'm literally just making this up, but of course, in your case, you can go into more detail. But what I'm gonna ask ChatGPT is, can you create a mini case study following the structure above? And in the very first prompt, you don't necessarily want to have all of the answers and have like the perfect case study right away. You are going to see what ChatGPT is going to give you. And then at that point, you can sort of navigate through the information and the content, and then really uh, adjust it and improve it. So as you can see over here, starting from the beginning, title, redesigning the user experience of for company XYZ health device subscription app. Company XYZ is a B2B company that specializes in providing health device subscription services to tech companies. The company's flagship app, which acts as a portal for managing device subscriptions, tracking usage, and accessing analytics, face the challenges in user experience. So you can see how they're already giving a basic overview with focusing on the problem, and then they're going to basically bring us towards the solution. So this is actually a really good, solid structure. I would say it's quite structured if you want to go and create a very in-depth case study. But another thing that you can do if you don't want to have very long case study, because in some instances you just want to communicate the core high-level ideas. So what you can do is to say to ChatGPT, could you make this case study shorter while focusing more on the pain points and the solution that I brought. Yeah. to the table. Let's see how that looks. And this one is already going to look more straightforward. So I really like the fact that it focuses on the result. A lot of the times I do acknowledge that it's going to be difficult to find the exact percentages or data. If you have them, I would actually put these above. I would try to emphasize them. Maybe even add like some visual around this concept. But yeah, really like the fact that it's more short. But I don't like how it feels like a bullet list. Or actually, it literally is a bullet list. So one thing that I would definitely want to do is to make it more discursive. So I would go ahead and say, can you make it more discursive and feel less like a list of bullet points? And let's see what happens. So basically, the main thing that I'm trying to convey here is that ChatGPT is a tool for writing. You don't necessarily need to have a perfect prompt right away. Of course, if you can minimize that and the amount of work, that's great. But you can literally just chat with it until you find um, the right balance between what you're looking and what it's conveying. On top of that, what I'd like to do is to have a Notion file open on the right side. So I would have, for example, ChatGPT on the left side, covering 50% of the screen, and then Notion or any notepad really. You don't need to get fancy. Even a Google Docs will work on the right side. And then, for example, during the first prompts, because in the first prompts, it's likely that you're going to have a lot of text. It's even going to be more than this if you give it more items in the prompt. Is you want to identify what are the parts that you like. So say that I like this part, or really want to emphasize this, and then I just want to keep this while skipping this part. You can just add the text that you like on your notepad. Then you can literally say to ChatGPT, I really liked this sections. Can you reorganize the case study so that we're only including these sections? And you literally just copy and paste what you had on the right-hand side so that you can have the case study focused only on those elements. So this is it when it comes to the basic structure. One more thing that I wanted to let you know is in case you found a case study on the web, maybe on Medium or on other designer's portfolio that you really like the way that it's structured in terms of writing and even just the case study itself, you can actually ask ChatGPT. You can either copy the link to the websites because ChatGPT can now read websites, or even better, you can simply add the text so that you can be 100% sure that it's focusing on the right stuff, especially if page maybe it's very cluttered. And you can say something around the lines of, could you create a case study which is somewhat similar in structure, but using this data and this prompt? And then you're going to add your actual case study, you're going to give all the details. And this is going to be a great way to utilize the structure of what you think is a successful case study and applying it to your specific case with your unique situation, of course. So this is how I would use ChatGPT in order to create and write a case study which is successful and is effective in terms of the amount of time and effort that I invested.